one that we're going to be doing for this evening, based on the trends we're seeing right now. Pretty much everything is going as forecasted with this storm, with temperatures rising steadily along the coast, slowly doing so over the interior as we start to ride out the teens, but we still have the 20s here. And this is going to be a very icy situation over northeastern, well, all of eastern Pennsylvania, as we just got new data just coming in right now. Again, very, very cold here over eastern Pennsylvania, extending down into Delaware and Maryland. The freezing line is starting to push inland, but very slowly so. So, as expected, the coast has gone over to rain in many locations and warm enough to even override any cold surfaces. And there's going to be a few slick spots here and there, even along the coast, but at the very least, the temperatures are rising well above freezing. Unfortunately, over the interior, it's not working out so well. And you can see very clearly that higher pressure, this is due to the higher density of the cold air. That's exactly what we're seeing here. When we step back here, again, the surface high pressure itself is well out into the Atlantic. This right here is simply the density of that cold air streaming down the coastal plain while warm air is trying to push in. As you can see, the surface low that was in place has fallen apart. It's now just a plain warm front here. And as we go on through the evening hours, we'll see this area of cold air moderate slowly. But that's the key word here, slowly. So you're going to have the slow, steady moderation while precipitation's moving through. And while that's happening, the mid levels are warming up very quickly so that at 925 millibars, our freezing line is now north of New York City. Last hour was south of New York City. Now it's north of New York City. It's moving through the central part of Long Island over Pennsylvania. It's well north and west of Philadelphia now, pushing into the interior as this pocket of cold air is slowly eroding away. And the same thing at 850 millibars, that cold air is being driven northward. So you're seeing the setup here where the warm air is winning the fight at the mid levels very easily, but at the surface is significantly colder. And so as a result, that's where we get your sleet and freezing rain threat that is starting to evolve. On the water vapor satellite picture, we'll refresh this real fast. And as you can see, there's really not much going on here that's changing. Here's our primary low right now. It's starting to really get its act together. It's going to lift towards the northeast through the Ohio River Valley and towards the eastern Great Lakes, and that's going to drive this warm front northward. In fact, by tomorrow, we'll be in the 50s, so any snow and ice that's in place is going to basically melt away. So certainly some good news there. And as we refresh our radar here for 1 second, sorry for the wait, and you can see a little bit of good news here. This steady precipitation is lifting northward, and as you can see, it's clearly warming. Our concerns here is for ice, but look to your south and west, it's breaking up here. This is great news, and let's see if we can get more of a national view here as we step back 1 second. Let me animate this. Now, here's the deal here with this precipitation. This part is all lifting north, and it's a bit more scattered here. This heavy precipitation is lifting up into the Ohio River Valley and towards the eastern Great Lakes, okay? This part here is moving through tomorrow with the heavy rain. So our focus for steady sleet and freezing rain is basically coming from this area right here, where it's a little bit more scattered. So maybe that might save some locations from the worst icing. But I'm not prepared to change the forecast at all at this point. I think we're looking at a significant ice storm setting up over eastern Pennsylvania, northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley. And this is basically the forecast right here again. 3 to 6 inches of snow, quarter to half an inch of ice in all of these red areas. If you're in this area, be prepared for a very nasty couple of hours and a very rough morning commute. Same thing over here in the lighter red, or you could say pink. especially over northwestern New Jersey. Anything over a tenth of an inch ice is a serious problem to deal with. And then as you head towards the coastal plain, those impacts decline significantly. So the good news is that by 9 a.m. tomorrow, everyone's above freezing. Everyone. And then after that, we'll deal with the heavy rainfall and the flooding potential. But through the night, we'll see the rain-snow line push northward, the ice area expand, and unfortunately a very icy evening on the way. We just hope that precipitation remains scattered over Virginia and that works its way northward through the night. Well, that is your live coverage for tonight. Thank you for following. It was a new feature we just tried out today. And we'll continue to have live coverage on Twitter and, of course, on premium live coverage throughout the night, at least until about 10:30 or so, via Twitter and also on premium live coverage. But this is going to be the last video for tonight. Thank you for following, and as always, stay safe out there.